How the U.S. found Saddam Hussein. Picture a small rural village in Iraq, late at night in 2003. A man is hiding in a cramped underground hole, the entrance covered with a piece of styrofoam. Suddenly, the entire village goes dark. Streetlights shut off. Hundreds of U.S. soldiers flood the area, sweeping from house to house. At one farmhouse, a soldier tugs on a rope buried in the dirt. It leads to a hidden trapdoor. The troops open it and get ready to toss in a grenade, just in case. But before they can, a pair of hands slowly rises from the hole, followed by a bearded man. He lifts his arms and says calmly, "My name is Saddam Hussein. I am the president of Iraq, and I want to negotiate." Moments later, the world would hear the words, "Ladies and gentlemen, we got him." Maybe you've seen the memes, maybe you remember the news coverage, but odds are you've never heard the full story of how Saddam Hussein was found. Let's go back to the beginning. The hunt for Saddam started in March 2003 when the U.S. and its allies invaded Iraq.
My fellow citizens, at this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger.
The Bush administration told the world Saddam was hiding weapons of mass destruction, WMDs.
There is no doubt that Saddam Hussein now has weapons of mass destruction.
That claim turned out to be false. The invasion moved quickly. U.S., UK, Australian, and Polish troops pushed into Baghdad. The city fell in just 3 weeks. But Saddam Hussein was nowhere to be found. As American tanks rolled through the capital, troops joined Iraqis in tearing down Saddam's massive statue. At first, U.S. soldiers draped an American flag over the statue's face, something Iraqi civilians saw as a symbol of occupation. The troops quickly switched it out for an Iraqi flag before pulling the statue to the ground. But toppling his image wasn't the same as capturing the man himself. Finding Saddam became the top priority. The U.S. military even made a deck of playing cards with the 52 most wanted members of Saddam's regime. Saddam was the ace of spades. His sons, Uday and Qusay, ranked right below him. Intelligence reports claimed Saddam was constantly on the move, never staying in one place for long. Months passed, dozens of raids. Nothing. Then the U.S. offered a $15 million bounty for each son and $25 million for Saddam himself. That finally paid off. 4 months after the invasion, an informant in Mosul claimed Saddam's sons were hiding in his house. U.S. forces surrounded the building. The brothers refused to surrender. A firefight erupted, followed by airstrikes that destroyed the house. Both Uday and Qusay were killed. Soon after, an audio tape surfaced with Saddam mourning his sons. It proved he was still alive. The U.S. paid the informant $30 million and relocated him to America, hoping the reward money would bring more tips. But as time dragged on, no one came forward. Raids kept hitting dead ends. Innocent civilians that caught in the chaos. The U.S. needed a new plan. Staff Sergeant Eric Maddox realized they were targeting the wrong people. Instead of chasing former officials with no real power anymore, he believed Saddam was relying on his old bodyguards for protection. Many of them came from one family, the Muslits of Tikrit, Saddam's hometown. One name kept popping up, Mohammed Ibrahim Omar al-Muslit, one of Saddam's most trusted men. Through a chain of interrogations, family members, associates, even fishermen, the U.S. finally captured Mohammed Ibrahim. He eventually revealed Saddam's hiding place, a small village called Ador. U.S. forces raided 2 farmhouses based on his information. Nothing. Then Mohammed pointed to a rope in the dirt outside a tiny shack. Soldiers pulled it, revealing a hidden entrance. Inside was Saddam Hussein, exhausted and disheveled, but alive. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Saddam's capture ended one chapter of the war, but not the war itself.
Iraq would descend into years of instability and violence. The U.S. made sure the world saw images of Saddam's hiding place, his capture, even his medical exam. It was a powerful symbol of his downfall. But it was also carefully staged. The U.S. had failed to find weapons of mass destruction, so capturing Saddam became the face of the war effort. And just like that, the story of Saddam Hussein hiding in a hole became one of the most iconic and most publicized moments of the entire Iraq War.